everyone, and welcome back to another Minecraft mod showcase. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Beyond Earth mod, which is a mod that lets you travel to other planets, create rockets, and other technology that let you access different areas of the galaxy and unlock cool stuff. And I'm going to show you all that without spending too much time babbling on. So here are some of the new ores that you can find within this new mod. This is steel, this is desh, and this is ostrum. Steel can be obtained very easily just by taking iron ingots and putting them in a blast furnace, which is an item or a block that you can craft within vanilla Minecraft. Putting it in a blast furnace and letting it do its thing for a couple of seconds will give you a steel ingot right here. So then you got a steel ingot, and your desh ingots will be able to be found on the moon, and ostrum will be able to be found on Mars. And moving over here, we got this chest over here that has 2 water buckets and a hammer. I'm going to take both these right here and they'll come into play in just 1 second. This hammer is crafted very simply with 2 iron nuggets and 1 iron ingot and 2 sticks, and boom, you got your hammer. And this can be used to craft some items that we will show off later. And these right here are some of the first machines that we're going to be showing off. They are the coal generator and the compressor. The coal generator can be crafted with 4 iron plates, 2 iron ingots, furnace, redstone, and the iron plates are crafted very simply with the hammer that we just crafted by using the hammer and 1 iron ingot, and it'll give you the iron plate. And you can place it anywhere just like this, and by placing it, it'll give you a little open area like this, and by putting coal in there, it'll give you some energy. Energy outputs the machine from the top area and the bottom area, so you can put a machine on top of the coal generator or on bottom of the coal generator. So I put a compressor on top of the coal generator, and you can craft a compressor very simply: 4 steel ingots, 2 hammers, a furnace, 1 redstone, and an iron ingot, and boom, you got a compressor. So the compressor has energy that I got from the coal generator because I put it on top of the coal generator. If you put a steel ingot inside of the compressor, it will take a little bit of time, but after that time, it will turn that steel ingot into a compressed steel ingot. See, boom, compressed steel. So now moving on over here, we have a solar panel, which can be crafted very simply with 3 glass, 2 steel ingots, a lapis lazuli, 2 iron plates, and a redstone dust. And the solar panel is slightly different than the coal generator in that it gets its power from the sun, and it only gets power during the day, and I have a thing dug directly to the surface, and it's made of glass, so it has direct contact with the sun, and it's getting power which funnels directly into this water pump. And to craft this water pump, you need 3 steel ingots, 2 iron plates, an empty bucket, and a hopper, and then you get yourself a water pump. And right above here, I have an oxygen loader, which is going to be used for another purpose, which I'm going to show off. But to craft that oxygen loader, you're going to need 4 iron ingots, 3 iron plates, an oxygen tank, which is crafted with 3 wool, 4 iron plates, and 1 iron ingot, and a furnace. And this oxygen loader will come into play in a second. I'm just showing you guys the recipe right now. And on top of it, I just have a coal generator, so it's powering it from the top. And to explain to you guys why I have this little setup here with the water pump and the oxygen generator and the solar panel, what I can do is I can place these water buckets in a little infinite water source right here, and it'll start taking water from the infinite source and funneling it into this oxygen loader, and it'll start filling up the water right here. And since there's power in it, it'll start turning it into oxygen, which later I'll be using the oxygen to put it in the suits so that I can survive in space, because obviously you can't survive in space without oxygen. But while it's filling up with oxygen, we're going to move on to this, which is the fuel refinery, which is going to be used to obviously turn oil into fuel so that you can put it in your ship so you can go to space. Right under it, I have a coal generator, which I'm using just for standard power. But to craft the fuel refinery, you simply use 4 steel ingots, 2 buckets, a furnace, 1 iron ingot, and a redstone dust, and you got yourself your fuel refinery. And in order to find oil for this fuel refinery, we need to find an oil well, which is just a randomly generated thing that spawns in the middle of oceans. And for convenience, I have one that's right here in the middle of an ocean at this coordinates, and I'm just gonna go here for a second. Okay, so I just teleported to this ocean. Now I'm at the oil well, which is just this little generation of oil that is in this ocean, and I can just go ahead and grab some of the oil. And now with this oil, I can put it into the fuel refinery right here by putting it into this minus area instead of the plus area. If I put an empty bucket into the plus area, it'll simply take it out. But if I put it into the minus area, then since there's no energy in there right now, but if I put energy right here, which I can actually do so, I'm gonna take some coal out of there. Well, a lot of coal. Put it in there, and boom, energy is going in, and the oil is turning into fuel. And I'm going to go ahead and put the other oil bucket in, and now all this oil is going to turn into fuel, which I can then put an empty bucket in here in the plus area, my mistake. And once this is full, I will be able to fill this other bucket and I will be able to fuel an actual rocket. But in order to actually make a rocket, you need to make yourself a NASA workbench, which is crafted very simply with 4 compressed steel, a steel ingot, 2 levers, a redstone torch, and a crafting table. And then you get yourself a NASA workbench. So with the NASA workbench, it is a completely different interface in here as opposed to what a crafting table looks like. In here, you're going to need a ton of different items in order to make yourself your tier 1 rocket. So in here, I got 4 rocket fins, which are crafted very simply with 2 compressed steel, 2 iron plates, and 3 steel ingots. And then you got yourself 2 rocket fins. You got to make yourself 4 of those, and then you got those. Then you got to get yourself some compressed steel, a rocket nose cone, which is crafted very simply with 3 steel ingots, compressed steel, and a redstone torch. Put it up there on the top. 2 steel tanks, which is 4 iron ingots and 4 steel ingots, and you got your steel tank. And then a steel engine, which is slightly more complicated. You need 3 steel ingots, 2 iron plates, 2 redstone dust. An engine fan is just 4 steel ingots and 1 iron ingot. And an engine frame, which is also very easy, is just 4 steel ingots and 4 iron nuggets. And then boom, you got yourself an engine frame. And then with those items combined, you got yourself a tier 1 rocket, which all things considered is very easy to craft. You got yourself a little effect there when you craft it. But in order to place it, you can't just place it on normal ground like this. You need to place it on these unique rocket launching pads. In order to craft these launching pads, you need to use 4 steel ingots, 4 iron plates, and 1 iron ingot, and boom, you got 9 rocket launch pads. I already went ahead and placed 9 here, so it won't be a problem. I'm just gonna place the tier 1 rocket here, boom, and it's here. So now I can go ahead and hold shift and right click, and I can see I have a little place where I can place stuff, and I have a little area right here that shows nothing. But if I were to put this fuel bucket right here and drop it here, it'll start to put the fuel into the rocket. And in order to launch the rocket, it needs to be full. In order to have it be full, it takes 1, but as we get to the next tiers, it'll take more fuel buckets. Now the rocket is ready for launch. If I were to get in and press space, it would launch, but I'm not ready to do that quite yet because if I were to launch and go to the moon, I would die of having no oxygen support because I would not have a spacesuit on. So in order to get a spacesuit, you need a full set of armor, and to craft the oxygen mask, you need just 4 iron plates, an iron helmet, and glass. And boom, you got an oxygen mask. And then the space suit, which is the actual place where the oxygen is held, you need 2 white wool, 2 oxygen tanks, 2 iron plates, 1 steel ingot. The oxygen gear is 1 steel ingot, 2 iron nuggets, an iron stick, which is just 3 iron. It's very easy. 2 iron plates, steel ingot, boom, space suit, easy. Space pants, 4 iron plates, 3 wool, easy. Space boots, 2 white wool, 2 iron plates, boom, you got your space boots. Very easy, not a problem. But the thing is, right now the spacesuit is empty. Since I did everything else and let the oxygen fill up, I'm gonna go ahead and put this empty spacesuit right here, and it's gonna fill up with oxygen. But as you can see, it needs a lot of oxygen to fill up. So rather than letting it sit here the entire time, I'm gonna show you guys something else that's cool that you can do to upgrade your spacesuit. So what you can do is you can upgrade your spacesuit to netherite, which is very simple, it's very easy. You can do it the exact same way that you do it in vanilla Minecraft by simply taking your spacesuit and putting it in a smithing table with a netherite ingot, and then boom, you got your netherite version of what you had. And you can do this for every single piece of armor that you crafted for the spacesuit, and it's exactly like vanilla. And for the purposes of the video, I already crafted a netherite spacesuit that has full oxygen just for the ease of access, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it on, grab the netherite sword, take, I'm going to move all this up here, and as you can see your oxygen percentage on the top left, which is really handy just so you know how much time you have. But now that I know I'm going to be able to survive on the moon, I'm going to press space, and it's going to begin the launch process. And for some reason, there's no audio on my end, which you guys will not be able to hear it either, but we are beginning for launch. We are going up, and I began the launch underground, so it's taking a little while, and we are on the surface. And while you're going up, you can press A and D to rotate it left and right. You can go in third person, but unlike Galacticraft, you can't see the weird cubic earth below you like you used to. But as you can see on the left, we are getting close to the outer atmosphere. And now the row, you can see this interface right here. You can see the sun, which is our little solar system, which is all of our planets, and Proxima Centauri, which is outside the solar system, which only has 1 planet right now, which is Glacio, which we'll get to that in a little bit. Right now, we're only focusing on the sun, which is our solar system, which is Earth, Mars, Mercury, and Venus, and also we can't forget the moon. Our first stop is the moon. I'm just gonna click it, and boom, we are landing on the moon. So when you click to begin the landing process, you will be able to look on the left and see that you are dropping to the ground very quickly. So I'm just gonna hold space to slow down my fall so I don't immediately blow up and die on landing. And I am on the moon. So this is the moon. I can just grab my spacecraft by holding shift and left clicking, and you can see the life that's on the moon. This little creature, and they're attacking me. Ow. Okay. They're very annoying to get to. Alright, one down. And another. And another. Awesome. So those right there were alien zombies. They spawn throughout the moon, and as you can see, they are extremely annoying. But yeah, I want to show you guys the little setup that I have here with this bubble. What's creating the bubble is actually this oxygen bubble distributor. The way this oxygen bubble distributor works is you put water buckets into here, and it turns the water into oxygen, and the oxygen creates this bubble. And while the bubble is active, you don't need to have a suit on. So you can walk around here in this bubble without a suit, but if you leave the bubble and wait a couple of seconds, then you start to take damage because you don't have any oxygen. You're not able to breathe. Just for safety purposes, I'm going to put this on. And this oxygen bubble distributor is easy to craft. You just need one oxygen loader, which I already showed the recipe for, and an engine fan, which is crafted very simply with 4 steel ingots and 1 iron ingot, and boom, you got an engine fan. And with the oxygen bubble distributor, I just put it right there under the solar panel, and the solar panel gets power from the sun, which powers the oxygen bubble distributor, and it gets power. On the moon, there are 4 ores that you can find. You can find these ice shards, you can find cheese ore, funny enough, you can find Desh ore, and moon iron ore, which is basically just iron ore. Right now I have cheese ore that is right here in this chest, and I want to show you guys what this is for. It has only one purpose, and it is by far the greatest thing in the mod, by far, guaranteed, and I know you guys are going to love this. It's cheese, guys. What'd you expect? Anyway, yeah. On the moon, there isn't really a whole lot of different landscape. It's basically just this continued landscape throughout. There's some caverns and stuff like that, but there's no unique structures underground, aside from this alien village, which I have right over here at this coordinates at -336, -464, and I'm going to go ahead and go there. As you can see, we are finally here. So this is the top of the alien village, and I am just going to go straight in. And this ladder goes down slightly, and what's down here is, is actually kind of interesting. So down here we got just this little village. It's basically like a normal vanilla village underground, but aliens, which is cool. Also, you can trade with them. You got librarians, you got Fletchers, more Fletchers, fishermen. You got all the different vanilla variants, and it's just cool. You got nether trees getting grown. There's chests. Pretty good loot for what's on the moon. Gosh. Yeah, this is pretty good. But yeah. This is really the only thing that's the only structure that's on the moon worth finding. Alright, I'm gonna head back to the surface and head back to my place. And I am back. And I'm gonna show off the one last thing that I have not shown off yet, which is on the moon. It is this last creature called the Starcrawler, which looks just like this. And these guys spawn underground and they're passive, but once you attack them, they then start to attack you. And these guys, the thing that's really cool about them is their drops. So check this out. Once I kill this guy, eventually, he drops diamonds. So check that out. Also, it did a lot of damage through netherite. Those Starcrawler guys drop diamonds, and they spawn deep underground. So go to the moon and start mining, and you'll find those Starcrawler guys. But the last thing there is to do here is make another ship and move on to Mars. So got a NASA workbench right here already set up, and you got compressed dash, which is crafted just by taking dash and putting it into a compressor, and you got compressed dash, 2 empty buckets, 2 rocket fins, 2 dash tanks, which are crafted very simply with 4 dash ingots, 4 steel ingots, and boom, dash tank, dash engine, which is 1 steel ingot, 2 dash ingots, iron plate, 2 redstone dust, engine fan, engine frame, dash plate, and dash plate. Dash plate is crafted with a hammer, just like the iron plate, and then you got yourself the dash engine. Then you just need the rocket nose cone, and then you got yourself a tier 2 rocket. Then once you get the tier 2 rocket, you then gotta place down the pads again, and then you can place down the rocket. I have a rocket down right here already that's full of fuel. So I can just go in, and I'm going to go ahead and press space and begin the launching process. And now we are headed off to the next planet, which is Mars. And with that, I think it's the perfect time to end part 1. So I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks where I'll be going over not just Mars, but all of the other planets in the mod. So thank you guys for watching the video, and remember to like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps me out. And I really appreciate your guys' support. My next video is going to be pretty big for my channel, so stay tuned for when that releases. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.